Welcome to Medicare School Daily, where we help you understand Medicare, save money, avoid mistakes, and above all else, get the most out of your Medicare benefits. I've been doing a series called Avoiding Medicare Mistakes. None of us want to make a mistake, and there's a variety of ways in which we can. But today's topic is this: working with an agent versus a broker. Now, I understand that many of you are do-it-yourselfers. In fact, some of you probably change your own oil. If you have a home repair that's needed, you probably take care of that yourself. And you do that because you enjoy doing it and because you'll save money. Well, usually when people go on Medicare, they don't like doing it themselves. And I can assure you, you cannot save any money either. So there really is no benefit to doing this by yourself. So you'll find that as you look at your different Medicare options, you're going to have two different options for getting assistance. Only two, and that is either to use an agent or a broker. And so I want to make sure that you understand the differences between using an agent versus a broker. First off, what is different? Well, an agent is typically going to have limited knowledge, and a broker can be experienced. Now, I'm not saying that all brokers are experienced, but there's plenty of them that are experienced. But when it comes to agents, they are limited. And it's not because they're not capable of having lots and lots of knowledge. It's because they work for one company and they represent that company. Their job is to do one thing, and that is to sell plans that that company writes. And so that's why the scope of their knowledge is very limited, because they only work for one company. And the aspects of that plan and the cost of those plans, that's really all they know. When you work with a broker, you're going to see they're experienced because they have a vast amount of products available to them. And if they've been at this a while, they're going to understand the differences of those different plans. And so that's the reason for the difference in knowledge. Now, secondly, you'll see that if you work with an agent, you're definitely going to have limited plan options. In fact, in most markets, if you work with a captive company, one agent who works for one company, they may have maybe one or two different advantage plans, maybe two or three different drug plans, and possibly a couple different supplemental plans, but very limited. In fact, when you work with a captive agent, you're going to maybe be exposed to possibly 10% of the market. Well, when you work with a broker, they're going to have unlimited plan options because they, like we're contract with all the carriers in that given market, so we can write all the supplemental plans and all the prescription drug plans and all the advantage plans that are available in that particular market. So again, you have so many more options, and those brokers are well versed in the difference of those options. You see, I know for a fact that one size does not fit all in the Medicare business, and that's why we and others like us have chosen to be brokers, so that we can give our clients unlimited plan options. And then thirdly, also limited services. When you work with an agent, really, folks, they're trained to do one thing, and that is to write a plan and do so as quickly as possible so they can get off the phone and get on to the next caller. Not so when you work with a broker. In fact, with us, we help people set up their SSA.gov accounts. We help people who are not enrolled into Medicare get enrolled in Medicare. We have people who want to start Social Security at the same time. We have people who are high income and have to appeal to IRMAs, and there's lots to go on in Medicare decisions, and a well-trained broker is going to be able to provide those services for you. You get over here and they're going to do one thing, and that is if you have a Medicare claim number, then they'll enroll you in a plan. So very, very limited. All right, so those are the differences. Now, there are also some things that are the same. Number one, whether you use an agent or a broker, you're going to see that the same cost for that plan is applicable, meaning the premiums are the same, all the details of that plan. So there is no way to save money. You're going to pay the same amount of money because the premiums that are charged for those plans are not set by the agent or the broker. It's the company that offers that plan that sets the premium. So there really will be no difference in cost whatsoever. Also, the coverage will be identical. In other words, you can't get a better plan with an agent versus a broker because we write the same plans, and so that coverage will be identical. You cannot improve your position either way. That will be the same. And then lastly, there's no fees. And the reason for that is because it's actually illegal for the agent or the broker to charge any fees for the planning services. It's illegal to do that. And so the insurance company is going to pay the agent or the broker, so the cost is all the same to you. There will be no difference whatsoever because there are no fees that are charged for Medicare plans. All right. And so basically, here's what you have before you. You have many companies, and a firm like us, we write for all these companies. So you have to make the decision. Do you want to call all these companies and get on the phone and be on hold for maybe 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes or longer? Is that what you'd like to do? Or would you rather work with a broker who represents all these companies, because each of these companies individually has agents. And so you can call each of them individually, you can ask questions and to get information, or what you can do, you can work with someone like us. An Enlighten You advisor represents all these carriers. We're familiar with all of them in your particular market, and we can do all the shopping and all the comparing so that whenever you work with us, you'll have all that information really at your fingertips so you can make a well-informed decision. So we think it's really a mistake to work with an agent. We think it's much better to work with a broker. To learn more, watch the related video or check out our most recent video. Also, be sure you click to subscribe for free and get notified every time we post a new video. To watch our complete Medicare workshop, go to MedicareSchool.com. And finally, when you're ready to compare all your insurance options and get free enrollment help from one of our Medicare School guides, call the number on the screen. See you next time.